Peace, peace. What's the word? What's happening, everybody? How everybody doing on this wonderful Saturday, man? Hopefully, y'all got about an hour or so to tap in, listen to the bill add on. I got some things I want to get off my chest. Y'all see that subject matter for the day, man? We about to go in. So I'm gonna give y'all about 3 to 5 minutes to tap in. Let me know how y'all living and feeling before we dive into the subject matter, man. Hopefully, y'all having a very powerful and peaceful Saturday. Good weekend thus far, man. But I'm here to add a little spice to it, man. I got some things that I really want to build on. So what better place to come to than this stream, man, to get some things off my chest. So y'all see what the subject matter is, man. I know y'all are familiar with the energy surrounding this subject matter, man. So y'all already pretty much know which direction I'm about to be going in, man. Y'all know what it is, but tap in with me. Let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Saturday, man. Tap in. What's the word? How we living? How we feeling? We got some things we need to get off our chest, man. What's the word? Tap in with me. Let me know how we living and feeling on this wonderful Saturday, man. What's the word? Got some things I want to say to black people specifically. You know, the masses of black people, not my fellow folks that are enlightened and have the knowledge of self and are aware in regards to what's truly going on in this world. I'm talking about the sheep, the deaf, dumb, and blind. Folks got to wake up out here, man. Seriously. Lindell, peace. What's happening? You know, I haven't tapped into this energy in a minute. You know, I used to harbor this energy a lot back in the day. I've lightened up, came a little soft on folks, but due to the current climate, man, I got to tap back in. I got to tap back in, man. Let people know what it really is and who I really am when it comes to this subject matter, man. Because folks out here tripping. Folks out here tripping, man. My people are out here acting crazy, man. We got the boogeyman, got this dude got us acting crazy out here, straight up. Straight up. And we got to chill out, man. We got to chill out with allowing them to use these fear tactics and all of that to have us reacting the exact way that they know and expect for us to act. Like, come on, man. Predictable. Man, we are too predictable as a people. And we've been this way for a very long time. They know exactly what to do and what to say to get us riled up. And every time that they get us riled up, this is when they insert some stuff through the back door to kind of catch us off guard. You know, and we fall for this every time. Never fails. 777, what's happening? TJ, peace, what's the word? To the point where now they got y'all out here talking about these corporations like y'all just now finding out these folks ain't never liked black people. Like, this is crazy. The higher up you climb up these corporate ladders, the more that you will find racist sentiments being the dominant frequency. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. The higher up you climb within these corporations, majority of these corporations, the higher up you climb, you are going to find racist sentiments being the dominant frequency. Like, seriously, any corporation you name, the higher up you climb up that ladder, up that corporate ladder, the more likely you are to come across some wealthy white folks that don't like black people. Some of them may be overt, some of them may be covert with it. But the higher up you climb that ladder, you will find that being the dominating frequency. And it's been that way for a very long time. Nothing is new under the sun. Things have not changed. Contrary to what they want you all to believe. You know, so we out here acting crazy, acting like we tend to act like these racist white folks and these folks just now coming out the closet because of Trump. Like, are y'all serious? Shakir, what's happening? My brother Antonio, what's happening? Of course, that's exactly my point. You know, that's where I was going to go with it. This stuff never benefited us. You know, I can tell you all the times I was getting discriminated against on the job when they had all of these programs in place. The whole program in and of itself, to me, is an oxymoron. The whole program, the whole approach is an oxymoron for me. You know, I have a different perspective when it comes to things like that. Y'all already know how I feel about being included or inclusion and all of that type of good stuff, man. I don't want to be included. I don't want to be included. I don't want to have to work with some people that had to create a program just for me to get through the door. Like I don't want to rock with that. I don't want to rock with y'all. Y'all had to create an entire program or an entire approach to see how you can get more people that look like me in the building. And it really don't be people that look like me. Because again, we already know what diversity really means. We already know what inclusion really means. We already know who is classified or who all are classified as minorities. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of different people that fall into these categories. So it's not just a black man or a black woman. You know, like we said, white women are part of that minority. White women are included when you start talking about diversity and inclusion. White women are included in this. You know, it's all of these people, all these different groups of people are included in these type of programs. So that never really benefited us the way everybody wants to act like it did. You know, and again, a company having that, like a lot of these people are fooling with Costco and fooling with all these other organizations and these companies and corporations that are resisting Donald Trump in this anti-DEI situation. That don't even mean I don't trust y'all. I don't trust y'all. You know, but we be gullible. Now I've seen and I've heard about black people like, oh yeah, let me go turn this light on, man. It's getting dark out here. But straight up though, I didn't hear black people talking about, oh, now we about to go support Costco and this and that. Like, man, get out of here. It's been people out here, man. We've been telling y'all, we've been trying to convince y'all to buy black for the longest. Like that's gonna truly solve this situation. You know, we need to support our own. That's what's gonna truly solve all of these problems. Not running to the next white corporation that's a little less racist than this one. That ain't gonna solve this problem. TZ for sure. And TJ most definitely. And that's what and that's where I'm headed with it. Again, I don't need to be included. I don't need to be included. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need for y'all to include me. You know, I'm gonna get mine regardless. You know, like look at the NFL, man. Like the little Roney rule. Like the Chicago Bears brought in Eddie George for a head coaching interview with no intentions to hire him. They just did that to fulfill a quota. The Roney rule. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they literally just brought Eddie George in there to say, hey, we interviewed this black man for the head coaching position. Man, I don't want that. I wouldn't even have taken that interview. I'm good. We straight. We straight. We straight. I don't even want the interview. The only reason I'm getting the interview is to fulfill a quota. Like, come on now. 777, I don't know about that. As far as saying, when black people actually do benefit from the programs, it's always a position they should have gotten. I don't disagree with it in the sense that we should have gotten a position, but from a sense of there have been plenty of people such as myself who have been in environments where where these programs were in place that did not benefit from these programs because of a lot of different reasons. Some black folks benefit from these programs because they act and look a certain type of way. And that's why I say this stuff is deeper than the surface. Like it's deeper than the surface. It's deeper than the surface. It's a certain type of black man and black woman that they're gonna allow to benefit from these programs in the first place. It's a certain type of black man and black woman that will be allowed to benefit from these programs in the first place. And that's a fact. I'm a prime example of that. I graduated with a ton of credentials, and I'm promising you, these programs did not help me at all. And I was getting passed up, and this ain't no handout, because ain't nobody ever asking for a handout. Now, let's never get that twisted. We ain't never asking no hand. Black people we don't ask for that. You know what I'm saying? We got to get it out the mud. We understand that we've been doing that. At the end of the day, we really should get some stuff handed to us based off of what we did for this particular country and how they lied to us. So we actually should be getting some things handed to us if we being right and exact. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are not in the wrong for asking for handouts in the first place on behalf of our ancestors and what they did. Like, and this is an actual fact if we being honest here. But most of the people that I'm around, we not asking for handouts. We gonna put in the work. But we got to continuously get passed up for these folks who either got the same credentials as us or who are less qualified. I got passed up plenty of times for either white women or white dudes who had either the same qualifications that I had or a little less. Every other, like 98% of my interviews, I came to find out who actually got the position. And 98% of the time, they were not more qualified than me. And y'all already know why I wasn't getting these positions and certain positions. The way that I look, what they looked up on social media, all this type of stuff. Now, if I would have chopped the hair off, if I would have started talking a certain type of way, eliminated my social media, all the stuff that they act like they don't be tapping into and they don't discriminate against, then I may have gotten some of these positions. So forget all of these programs, man. Just keep it real with me. I'd rather y'all keep it real. I don't want y'all, again, that's why I said this whole program is an oxymoron in and of itself. Like, we got to create programs to try to include more black people in the workforce. That's an oxymoron to me, man. Some people will get where I'm going with that. Some people will get where I'm going with it. Oxymoron. Yeah, we're gonna come up with this program. We're gonna come up with this approach so we can get more black people. And I'm just gonna focus on black people because we know at the end of the day, these programs include way more than black people. But I'm gonna focus on black people specifically. All right, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna come up with this program because we need to, for optical reasons, we need to come up with a program and strive to go out of our way to include more people of color, more original people, more black people, however they want to phrase it. I'm good. When you creating a program like that, or when you got to put some approach like that in the mix, then that let me know what was really going on to begin with. And then on top of that, like I just said, when you put a program like that into place, you about to go after a certain type of black man and a certain type of black woman. But as long as you put a black man or a black woman in there, then you can say, oh, we are diverse. Look at us, diversity. Yeah, you know, you got the certain type of black man and black woman that you wanted, you know, but we not totally being fair. I'll tell you for sure. You know, and my thing is, I told, like, it's people on Facebook, right? I'm gonna focus on Facebook. It's people on Bree, what's happening? It's people on Facebook talking about, oh, we boycott Target, we boycott Walmart, we boycotting Amazon. I can't shop on Amazon no more. The irony, y'all are on Facebook saying this. Mark Zuckerberg them ain't never liked black folks. Mark Zuckerberg them don't care about you. So y'all are on Facebook saying what y'all about to boycott. So y'all on a platform where these folks that created the platform and own the platform don't like you either. So this makes zero sense. You hooting and hollering talking about what you gonna boycott on Facebook. On Facebook. Who owns and controls Facebook? Who owns and controls it? Somebody let me know. I'm going to get on Facebook. I'm going to get on Google. I'm going to get on YouTube. I'm going to get on all these platforms and say, oh, we boycotting this because of X, Y, and Z. These folks on these platforms don't like us neither. that own these platforms, I should say. Kenyatta, what's happening? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, they feeling like the minority. And what the projections say by the year 2040, that's what they gonna be. They pretty much already are that, but that's what Francis Cress Wilson was talking about, genetic annihilation. Like they fear that. Bree, exactly. And to me, that's the only solution. That's why I don't have no problem with them. I feel like when a company or a corporation they do away with these type of programs, to me, I appreciate that because it's keeping it real. It's not giving me a false sense of hope. When a company or a corporation eliminates these programs and these approaches, to me, that's keeping it real. That's keeping it honest. You not throwing up, oh, we practice diversity. We have this DEI program to where we are trying to be more inclusive and be more diverse. Like you giving me a false sense of hope, opposed to saying, nah, we don't fool with that. Then you letting me know. Like, I appreciate that. Instead of giving me this false sense of hope, got me going on 17,000 interviews just to know you're not about to give me this job. Don't even give me the false sense of hope, fam. I'd rather you be straight up. This is what I appreciate about overt racist white folks. I respect them. Because now I know exactly how to deal with you because you are letting me know how you truly feel, how you truly operate. I won't take my money over there. I won't take my business over there because you are letting me know I'm not welcome here. And the feelings are mutual. So don't come on my side of town with your money and your energy. I appreciate that. A job saying, hey, we don't like black people or we don't want to include a bunch of black people. Cool. Then I'm not going to waste my time filling out this application. Because you have let me know the truth up front. So now I can move accordingly. So I appreciate that. See, I may be one of the few that view things in this light. Hopefully something like this lights a fire on the black folks. Yeah, don't support Amazon and create your own Amazon. That's what we've been telling y'all to do from the jump. Some of us been telling y'all to do that. Some of us have been preaching this. Some of us have been, you know how many of our elders and our ancestors have written great works that have put us on game, have dropped the knowledge in regards to this exact subject matter and then told us what to do and who to boycott and how to really hurt them. But do we do it now? Many moons ago when I used to be on Facebook going in, I was on my Khalid Muhammad energy, always quoting Elijah Muhammad, Khalid, Huey Newton, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, George Jackson, Dr. Ben, John Henry Clark, Sheikh Anta Diop. When I'm bringing up all of this work, Amos N. Wilson, when I used to bring up all this work back when Obama was in office, I'm bringing up all this work. I'm going in on a political level, because we've been doing this. So I used to go in quoting all this work, trying to put people on game. I'm getting called crazy. I'm getting told I need to not post this stuff online. And Claude Anderson too. I'm getting told I need to not be saying the stuff that I'm saying. I'm getting told this by people who look like me. Man, you can't be on social media. You can't be on Facebook telling people to do X, Y, and Z. You can't be on YouTube or social media on Twitter or whatever telling people to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, why not? Now, all of a sudden, since they got somebody in office that y'all don't like, now it's cool to be on that type of time. Some of us been trying to warn y'all, but y'all told us back in the day that we need to simmer down. Y'all told us back then when Obama was in office that I needed to simmer down when I'm trying to tell y'all what it is and what's really happening. I needed to simmer down. I shouldn't be telling people to boycott these institutions and these corporations. Nah, you can't go on Facebook and say that. Now, when they put the boogeyman, when they put Trump in office, since y'all don't like him, now that energy is cool all of a sudden. Now everybody is a revolutionary. Now that energy is cool. But it wasn't cool to point out what was really happening when Obama was in office, when Joe was in office. It wasn't cool to do that then. Come on now. Please, somebody go find me a born eternal Lord of law. Peace to the God. What's happening? Somebody go find me a point of time in history. And I promise you can't do it, but I'm gonna throw it out there. Somebody go find me a point of time in American history where black people have existed within this system and we have had nothing to hoot, holler, and cry about. Somebody go find me a time where there was a president that was selected, placed in office, and black people didn't have anything to hoop and holler about. Somebody go find me that particular situation. At what point in time in our American history where we had presidents and black people had nothing to hoop and holler about? Somebody go find me that time in history. Somebody let me know when this type of time ever existed. Don't worry, I'll wait. Somebody go find me a time in American history where black people have been fully satisfied and we have had nothing to hoop and holler about. Go find me that time in American history where we have existed, where there was a president in the office and we haven't had anything working against us. Go find me a time in history. Go find me that time. There has not been one time under any president where we haven't had things working against us, where we haven't had stuff to hoop and holler about, whether we was getting miseducated, because that's still happening, shot and killed by the police, unfairly treated in the court system, like you name it. They manufacturing viruses and sending out mosquitoes, in the black community that's lacing us with certain viruses. All of this stuff that's been happening. So go find me a point of time in American history where black folks ain't had some issues where we had to hoop and holler. Because for the life of me, I don't understand why we acting like under this guy, Trump, this is the only time where our lives have been going crazy, where we got to be hooping and hollering and crying. This has been happening. This is why we didn't had the Malcolm X's, the Khalid Muhammad's, the Farrakhan speeches, the Public Enemies. Like this is what gave birth to these organizations, to these people, because we've always had something that was working against us. This is why we continue to have people that harbor the energy that I have. So somebody go find me that point in time in history. We've always had something. Not even something. We've always had some things working against us that we've had to hoop and holler about, no matter who is in office. So I'm not about to allow y'all to sit up here and act like this dude is just making our lives the worst. Do we got to go back and revisit the police brutality that was happening under a certain president that he did nothing about? Now, if this same thing happens under Trump, y'all are going to be calling Trump all type of this, that, and the third. When young black boys were getting killed under Obama and these dudes getting off, y'all wasn't calling Obama nothing. Y'all wasn't calling Obama anything, fam. And he did absolutely nothing for these situations, man. And I know some local situations. I know some local politicians, fam, in my area, to where they was promising all this stuff that they was going to do for the black community. And as soon as they got put up in that position, they sold themselves out. I know some local politicians, fam. I know these folks personally. I've seen it personally up close. If you elect me for this, that, and the third, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. As soon as they get in there, these other ethnic groups fund them some money on the back end, and now their whole perspective shifts. All that stuff they was promising that they was going to do for black folks, they not doing it anymore. They no longer have that stance. Man, stop playing with me, man. When that stuff was happening under Obama, man, y'all wasn't saying anything. Y'all were not speaking any derogatory remarks towards Obama and that administration when we was getting shot and killed and these cops was getting off. Where was that energy then? I promise you, the same stuff happens under Trump. We blame Trump. That's the crazy part. A cop right now today, if a cop go out here and shoot and kill an innocent young black man, y'all gonna blame Trump. Y'all gonna say the reason that's happening is because Trump is in office. Like this wasn't happening under Obama, Bush, all of these folks, Biden. It happened under all these presidents. But if it happens right now, y'all gonna blame Trump. If a white cop goes out right now and goes and shoots and kills an innocent young black man, I promise y'all gonna blame Trump. That's gonna be the popular sentiment. These Trump supporters, they think they could go do anything. It's Trump's fault. So whose fault was it when Obama was in office and we were still getting gunned down? Whose fault was that? If it's Donald Trump's fault when this stuff happens when he's in office, whose fault is it, or was it when Trump was in office, when Joe was in office, when George Bush was in office, when George Bush's father was in office, when Bill Clinton was in office? Whose fault was it? Whose fault was it then? Y'all blame Trump for all the bad stuff that happens when he's in the White House, but y'all didn't do the same thing for these other folks. Y'all didn't do it. Obama did some. Obama, man, you know how many immigrants he deported? Y'all know how many immigrants Obama deported? Man, Obama, as soon as he got up in there, he started bombing Africans. Obama did it was a lot. I'm not gonna say Obama did it because he's just a puppet. These presidents are puppets. But it was a lot of wickedness that went on when Obama was president. But here's what folks were telling me. Oh man, he can't. Y'all had patience. Oh, he can't clean up this entire system in just 4 or 8 years. It's gonna take longer. It's gonna take longer than that to clean up this corrupt system. Now all of a sudden, y'all practicing patience. Y'all have different sentiments. But then when you throw Trump in there and everything bad that happened is Trump's fault. Everything bad, it's Trump's fault. Trump did this. Trump did that. Trump did this. Trump did that. These Trump supporters, this and that. Boy, y'all are hilarious. Man, y'all must have forgot. I know y'all forgot because y'all were so blinded by the fact that Obama was a black man that looked like us and his family. Y'all must have forgot all the stuff that was going on when Obama was president that he did nothing about. You know, the alphabet community, they was fooling with Obama. He was fooling with them. Bill Clinton, listen, there were plenty of situations where Bill Clinton had the opportunity to help black folks and he chose not to. The Rwanda genocide, Bill Clinton had the opportunity to intervene during that whole genocide, opted not to because those were black people. When there were other things going on in whiter countries and Bill Clinton didn't hesitate to go help these whiter countries. But when it came down to Rwanda, where it was predominantly black folks, Africans, he opted not to go intervene. Don't even get me started on Haiti and all of these type of things, man. All of the things that the U.S. promised and this money that they raised for Haiti that Haiti never saw. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. When this stuff was happening, who was y'all blaming? Where was the energy at? Man, Joe old as dirt. Joe damn near 100. Joe been around for it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Hillary Clinton called us super predators, and all she had to do was apologize, and we forgave her quickly. Called us super predators, Sam. Hillary Clinton, man, they called us super predators, man, and all she had to do was apologize, and y'all was like, all is well, because we don't like Trump. Super predators, fam. That's what Hillary Clinton thinks of the black man, the young black man. Super predator. We can fact check that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we were referred to by Hillary Clinton. And she apologized. And okay, cool. Cool. That's what we be on. That's what we be on. Shakir, man, listen, try to tell you. Patience, support, all of that. It grinds my gears when I see somebody go to a black establishment and be so quick to put them on blast for like bad service or whatever the case may be. But then when they get the bad service at these white corporations or these Asian corporations, they not going online bashing them instantly. Man, mugs to get bad service at a black establishment and get the tag in the page on Facebook, all of this type of stuff, man, uploading videos. Man, ain't nobody tagging these white corporations, these Asian folk, these Arabs. Like, man, I can't stand when I see that. I can't stand when I see that. You quick to put your own on blast, fam. But then when it comes to these other corporations, these other ethnic groups, you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. I keep the same energy. It's fear. Y'all be afraid. I keep the same energy no matter who is the president. I don't care who the president is. I keep the same energy that I've always had towards this system. This system was built on a foundation that had nothing to do with original people, and that has never changed. That has never changed. The very foundation of this system has nothing to do with the upliftment, with the elevation and evolution of black people, of original people. No part of the foundation. That is no part of the foundation. And I don't know why y'all think, or why folks think that things have changed. It has not. It has not. The only way that can change is if this system has been uprooted and we created another system or a new system in place of it. That hasn't happened. And then, you know, people sitting up telling me what Trump is doing as far as the Constitution and the amendments. Man, are you serious? As a black person, please don't talk to me about the Constitution and the amendments. All of this stuff was when the Constitution was written, when the Bill of Rights was written. What was the condition of black people? When the Constitution, when the Bill of Rights, all of these things, the national anthem, all this, when all of this stuff was constructed, what were the conditions of our people? So this exact Constitution was constructed at a point of time where black people were not even seen as humans, fam, as full humans. So why all of a sudden do I suppose to believe and think that this Constitution that was designed back when my folks wasn't even viewed as a full human, all of a sudden it's supposed to apply to me now? What are we talking about? Like, what we on? Like, how do we, where do we be at as far as our knowledge of history goes? Fam, like, that Constitution was never designed with me or you in mind, with your great-grandparents in mind. No, it was not. The only thing they had in their minds is that this doesn't apply to them. And then, on top of that, the Constitution, all of it, the law. Amos Wilson says something that I'm gonna paraphrase. I don't know, I can't remember verbatim what he said, but he says something along the lines of the law is only as strong as its enforcers. So when we start talking about a Constitution, a Bill of Rights, amendments, the law, it doesn't matter if the enforcers of the law are crooked and corrupt. And that's what we've been dealing with forever. So this stuff doesn't matter to us, fam. It doesn't matter at any point of time. They want to get away with something. They have shown and proven time after time again that they will get away with it. Doesn't matter what the amendments and the Constitution say. When they want to get away with doing something to us, guess what they do? They get away with it. And this has been happening no matter who has been the president. So again, a Constitution, an amendment, a law is only as strong as the people who are enforcing it. So essentially, it actually really doesn't matter what the actual law is. If the people that's enforcing the law are crooked, aka cops, you got crooked cops, it don't matter if you know your rights or not. It doesn't matter. We've seen crooked cops kill people with the cameras on and they still get away with it. So what is that telling me? What is that telling you? It doesn't matter, fam. When they want to get away with something, they can bend the law because they created the law and they control the law. We don't control the law. We didn't create these laws. So anytime they want to bend the law, they can and they do it. But all of a sudden, we act like this hasn't been the reality. Man, Jay, for sure, man, Democrats don't care. Democrats do not care. Like, this is almost like religions, man. When you got all these different denominations, but you don't have a lot of denominations when it comes to political parties. But my point is, you got all these religious labels, and a lot of people can't even thoroughly define what their religion is. Like, usually a black person tell you they a Baptist. Like, they really can't even define what that is compared to a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Democrats, like when you tell me you're a Democrat, what are you saying to me? Do you know the history? Do you know that we were predominantly, do you know that black people predominantly associated or affiliated with the Republican Party first and foremost? Like, do you know the history of what you tapping into here? If you really start tapping in, as I've said, to some of the Republican ideals, you would find that you might agree more so with them. And that's just an actual fact. But when you start saying you a Democrat, what are you saying? Like, we just like to place labels on ourselves, and we don't know what we don't even know how to define what it is that we saying that we are. If you're gonna call yourself a Democrat, be able to define what a Democrat is. If you're gonna call yourself a Republican, please be able to identify or define what a Republican is. You know, if you're gonna call yourself any of this, be able to define it. If not, don't affiliate with any of that. Don't affiliate with any of that. Like, straight up. You're not about to force me to identify with a party. I don't identify with any of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't identify with any party. You're not about to place me. You're not about to force me to make a decision. You got to be you Democrat or Republican. Neither. Don't fool with neither of them. Don't fool with either side. Like, listen. I asked that question about what system y'all think or thought worked best, you know, and I mentioned some about communalism, you know, and that's an approach that I feel like would work for us and things of that nature, you know. But again, that's me studying political structures and things like that, man. I feel like communalism was a very good system and is a very good system. You know, I've seen a lot of people talk about capitalism. I think I may have seen one person mention socialism and all of that, you know. But I'm striving to get black people to come together collectively, and we do what works best for us. I'm not with identifying with any other side, any other group of people. I want to identify with my people. We come together and we figure out what we need to do. That's what I'm on. That's what I'm on. I'm not striving to include other people. Like, that's what I'm on. We don't need to include other people. We don't. And this could be wishful thinking. This may not happen in my lifetime, but we don't need to include these other people. There was a period of time where we were not affiliated with any other group of people, and we were flourishing. We were thriving. We were doing just fine, fam. So we don't need any other group of people. Now, does that mean I'm going out here saying, oh, we need to kill and fight all these other ethnic groups? No. I'm just saying we do not need these other ethnic groups, these other groups of people to thrive, to prosper. We don't. And it seems like the more we identify with other ethnic groups, the more we dig a hole for ourselves. That's what it seems. The more we lose our identity. That's my observation. The more we identify with these other groups of people, the more we seem to lose our identities and dig a deeper hole for ourselves. So we need to come back together collectively. We need to come up with an identity, and then we need to figure out how to move from that. But we don't have a collective identity at all. That's why we are free agents. We don't have any interest to protect because we don't have an identity. We don't have an identity, fam. Like, we got to come together collectively and figure out what our identity is, what it is that we want, what it is that we need. Like when the Black Panthers came up with the 10-point program, fam, that's part of what I'm talking about. And that's why I say we got plenty of elders. We have plenty of organizations that have laid down the framework in regards to what we should be doing. The Black Panthers gave y'all the 10-point program, fam. If you're not familiar with that, go ahead and look it up. Like, this is what we need to be on. That's coming up with an identity. That's saying, okay, look, just like other ethnic groups. All right, whoever y'all gonna put in this position, all right, this is what we need. This is what we request. This is the money that we willing to put behind it. And if you don't make this happen for us, this is what's gonna happen. But Black people, we can't agree on nothing, and we fight over the most frivolous things. The most frivolous things. Like, we argue and debate over the most frivolous thing. Oh man, you Hebrew, you Muslim. Nah, we can't get along. Forget all that. Like, forget all that. We need to come together and say collectively, this is what we need as a people. This is what we demand as a people. If you don't give it to us, this is what's gonna happen. Straight up. That needs to be the energy. That needs to be the energy. If we're not gonna go out here and create the conditions for ourselves. You know, that's my first solution. Just go out here and make it happen for ourselves. But if we're gonna play the game, as Claude Anderson talked about, that's what we need to do. JR, I used to get that, man. Come on. Talk to him. I used to get that all the time. Listen, I agree with Elijah Muhammad when he was talking about it at the time. I feel like integration is like the worst thing to happen to us. Again, I don't want to go somewhere that I know I'm not welcome. I don't want to walk in a place where the energy is not right just to say I'm in here with these folks. Who are these people? I'm not striving to be equal to y'all. We above y'all. So I'm not striving to go in a restaurant, just say, yeah, I can eat with the white people now. My son can go to school with the white kids now, and I don't care about that. Who are y'all? I ain't fighting that hard. I don't care that much to be included in, you know what I'm saying, and what y'all got going on. Y'all education is garbage. Y'all education has set us back more years. Y'all curriculum is ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about none of that. I don't need to sit down with y'all at y'all restaurants, just say, yeah, I'm in here eating with the white folks now. I'm able to go in the same facility. I'm able to drink at the same water fountain as the white folks now. Nah. We should have taken more pride in being segregated. But I know why we didn't, because they had stripped our identity. They stripped us of our knowledge of ourselves, and then they placed themselves in a superior position to the point where we looked up to them like, man, if I can go into any environment and be with them, since they superior, then I done made it. So they stripped us of our knowledge of ourselves, which stripped us of our identities. Then they made themselves out to be superior. So we figured in our minds, if these people are superior, well, if I can integrate myself with what they got going on, then therefore it must be something. I must be something. Negro Baseball League. Man, we should have kept that. We should still have that. Man, I mean, I'm telling you, you take all the black people and we start our own NBA. And you just have white folks. You have, to this day, you have black people over here, black athletes over here, and you got white athletes over here. Man, ain't nobody going to watch all the white. Ain't nobody going to watch 32 teams where all of the teams are white over a black product of the same nature. It is not happening. 2025. Man, we would change the game up if we separated on those fronts alone, fam. We would tear them up, fam. Pockets would be hurting. But it would take some trailblazers like the LeBrons, man. It would take the Steph Currys, the LeBrons, you know what I'm saying, the Melos, the Waves. It would take these people to do that. It'll take them type of folks to pop it off. Man, exactly, man. When I go, and then it ain't, people look at it like it's a fear thing. No, I'm about energy. Man, I don't want to go sit down somewhere and the energy weird. If I'm going out, I'm trying to have a good time. I'm trying to relax. I'm trying to chill. I don't want to go somewhere where energy is weird. Just like a white person, just like if a white person comes on the black side of town, they know everybody looking at them is weird. They don't want to do that. Man, white folks, okay, look, I'm from St. Louis. White folks ain't trying to travel to Wellston and go eat. Like it's gonna feel weird. They ain't trying to go to certain parts of East St. Louis and go eat amongst all these black people just to say they can do it. No, the energy is gonna be weird, man. So I don't want to just go walk into somewhere because of, oh man, yeah, I go eat with the white folks. No, man, I'm trying to have a good time. I'm trying to chill. I don't want awkward energy. I don't want awkward energy. That don't mean I'm afraid to go on the white side of town. I don't care about them like that. I'm trying to have a good time. I don't want awkward energy. Like straight up. I don't know, but I feel good amongst my people, man. I don't know what y'all be on. Yeah, there is chaos that happens amongst my people, but that don't happen all the time, man. And that's just what the news, the media wants us to believe. Oh, every time black folks get together, something bad happen. No, and no. I've been to plenty of black functions to where no guns was brought out, no shooting happened, no fights happened. But they don't document that. That doesn't make the news. That's not newsworthy to say, oh, there was a black function and nothing popped off. And there's been plenty of white functions where mugs fighting, where shots then rang out. Come on, man. But the media will have you believe that this only happens at black functions. I done been to plenty of black functions where we chilling, having a good time, and we go home, make it home safely. No fear, nothing. No fear of anything happening. They use that fear mongering and have you afraid to be amongst your own people. Like all these other ethnic groups don't have their problems when they go to functions. Man, get out of here. Stop playing with me, fam. Stop playing with me, man. One thing I'm not going to do is be afraid to hang amongst my own people. That's one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to fear that. That's never going to, nah. It ain't enough fear mongering in the world to have me be afraid of my own people. No. Does that mean I'm letting my guard down? No, I always have my guard up. I'm always observing my surroundings. But plenty of black people let their guard down when they get into these other environments with white folks, Asian folks in these communities where they feel safe. Nah, my guard is always up. My guard is always up for sure, no matter where I'm at. So I'm not going to be afraid ever to hang amongst my people. That's my preferred environment. But I'm also not afraid to go. I'm also not afraid to go on the other side. If the energy is weird, though, I don't like that. Hey, Cito, for sure, man. You already know. They say practice what you preach. No, I preach what I practice. You know what I'm saying? I don't practice what I preach, man. I preach exactly what it is that I practice. And that's how I've always been, and that's how I'm going to continue to go and live. So I'm gonna, I preach exactly what it is that I practice. So if I'm putting it in the atmosphere, I'm practicing it. Antonio, for sure. And how many times you see white people like, man, I'm about to go to Wellston to do X, Y, and Z just so they can say, yeah, I'm a musty. Like, they not gonna do that. But then the way they paint a picture of the neighborhood, you would think that's the most wicked neighborhood, and you just unsafe. Man, I done been to Wellston plenty of times. Nothing happens to me. See, they have us fearing certain neighborhoods, fam. And it's all a bunch of BS, man. I done been in some of these neighborhoods, man. Nothing happens to me. When you go in a neighborhood with some good energy, fam, nothing is gonna happen to you, fam. It's a misconception. Nothing is gonna happen to you, fam. When you go in a place with some good energy, you will be good. Now, do we have certain exceptions to the rule? Of course, man. But for the most part, man, I done been in every neighborhood that has been deemed bad in the St. Louis area, and I done been welcomed with open arms. Every neighborhood. I got people I know in all of these neighborhoods that are deemed bad in the St. Louis area. In all of these areas, there are several people that I know to where they welcome me with open arms. Every neighborhood, every rough neighborhood in St. Louis, I promise you I know somebody. Because when I come around, folks, when I go to certain neighborhoods and environments, I'm not on no nonsense. I'm not on any of that garbage. I'm being myself, and these folks, these street dudes, all that type of stuff, man, they respect that at the end of the day. They respect that at the end of the day. Terenzo, for sure. Psychological gentrification, for sure. Yeah, Jay, man. Well, hey, we got abandonment issues, and then the Stockholm syndrome is still real, you know, and we still looking for a white savior at the end of the day. For the most part, we still looking for the white savior, whether it's a white Jesus or whether it's a pale face in a White House. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still looking for the white savior collectively at the end of the day, not realizing you can only save yourself. President can't save you. A governor can't save you. A mayor can't save you. A God or a Jesus can't save you. You can only save yourself, fam. Your mama can't save you. You got to save yourself. And that's something that we have to realize collectively, man. We can only save ourselves. We are all that we have. But we be looking outside of ourselves for saviors, man. And that is killing us. It's destroying us, man. The stuff that we are looking for, the stuff that we are seeking, we have that within our own community. We don't need anybody else. We don't need anybody from the outside to give us these things. We have these things already. We need to pool our resources together, and we need to just start building. It's really that simple, but we make it complicated. It's that simple, yet we done made it that complicated. Oh, Jay, for sure. You know, and that's a whole other topic. You know, having the white image all in your crib, all in your church. Like, that's wild. Got the white image all in your church, all in your crib. And hypothetically speaking, when you read your book, no matter how many times they revise it, you know that the man couldn't have been that color. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't even make any sense. You know, and I was reviewing a book from Brother Wesley Muhammad when he was talking about how when they striving to conquer the African people or black people, one of the tactics that they use is to destroy their God, their black God, because your ancestors worshipped something in their likeness. You know what I'm saying? So they worship something that looked like them in their likeness, their image and their likeness. That's what we did. If we gonna worship anything, it's gonna look like us. Actual facts. You know, so Wesley Muhammad was talking about one of the tactics of like the missionaries and these white folks is to destroy the black God and then give them the white God. That's what they've been doing. They took, man, a lot of our tribes back in Africa, man, they was not worshiping white folk, but now a lot of them are. Because of that, they took their God, destroyed the God, then gave them a white God. Man, you could go study African tribe after African tribe. You can go study ancient religion after ancient religion, and you will see that that's one of the reasons why I have the perspective that I have towards believing in stuff like that. Because I said at the end, I said it in the song. What did I say, man? I said it in the song. I said, man created God just to make it more suitable. The reason why I said that is that when you study all of this, you will find that every ancient culture, when they had some type of deity that they subscribed to, the deity looked like them. The deity resembled them. Fam, so that right there is when I reached that conclusion. Your ancestors were no different. So I don't know why y'all think it's reasonable to be worshiping an image that doesn't look like you. Our ancestors didn't practice that. If our ancestors were worshiping any type of deity, it looked exactly like me and you. For the most part, they was worshiping a black man. You know, throughout history, when you go study the gods of ancient history and your ancestors, it was majority of the time a black man, and that is a fact. You know, a lot of people don't like that fact, but it is a fact. Now, we had a lot of different other, you know, schools of thought, but for the most part, it was either a black man or it was something black or it was like nature. Yeah, however you want to cut it, but it wasn't nothing white. I'll tell you that much. I'm gonna tell you that much. It wasn't anything white. I'll tell you that much for sure. I'm gonna tell you that much for sure. So we got it, and I feel like that's part of just getting back to ourselves, man. That's what I be telling people. I don't care what you listen. I don't care what you believe in, as long as it's not this white nonsense. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, that can't be right and exact. If we don't listen, I don't care what people tell me about. We don't know what the truth is as far as beliefs and all of that, belief systems. I'm gonna tell you one thing that ain't right and exact and true is us worshiping something that's white. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because I'm gonna tell you that right now. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. Because again, the original people, we've been here. You know what I'm saying? We've been here. And I'm gonna tell you, there wasn't no white deities and none of that being worshipped during that time when we were just here. So I'm gonna tell you one thing that's not right, and it is that if you're gonna subscribe to something and they got you worshiping a lot of white images, that ain't right. You know, so that once we get within the black paradigm, then we can debate and whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna tell you right now, worshiping white images and all that, that's not it. That's not right. That's wrong. Incorrect. Straight up. Your ancestors, the people that were the original people of the planet Earth that was here first, they did not subscribe to that. You know, they either dealt with nature, you know, or they were scientific in their approach, meaning they didn't subscribe to any deity and they just were focused on survival. And then when they figured out how to survive, and then they started coming up with all these systems of beliefs, folks look like them. That was the origin of all of this. The first system of thought was nature. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all we had time to really tap into. You know, our original ancestors ain't had time to sit up and wonder how everything came into existence and where all this stuff came from. They had to survive. So they ain't had time to believe in gods and stuff like that. They was focused on survival. Damn. So then once we started to evolve and we learned how to survive, and we dealt with agriculture, we started to, you know what I'm saying? We learned how to build certain things of shelter to protect ourselves from the outside world, then we bought ourselves more time to sit and think and come up with certain philosophies and belief systems and things like that. John G. Jackson got a good book on that called Man, God, and Civilization. So this ain't me just talking. Like, this is stuff that has been researched. We didn't just exist and start automatically believing in things. No, we had to survive first, and that's all we was focused on. We had to learn how to live. So our very first ancestors were very in tune with nature. Hence why we are so in tune with nature, because that was the very first ancestors that looked like you. Had to be in tune with nature, because that was the only way for them to survive, was to master nature. So nature became nature was the most high at this time. Literally, because that's all that they could deal with. They ain't had time to think about anything else. Like, we could research this, man. You could fact check this. I promise you that that's what you're gonna come up with, and it's gonna make total sense when you do come up with it, or when you do come to it. Like, straight up. J man, for sure. You know, and the white sky daddy is all that it is. You ain't never about to see me worshiping anything close to that, you know. If I'm going to worship anything, it's going to be something black. It's going to look just like me, you know, and every culture understood this. Every ethnic group understood this. We lost our way. We lost our identity. The world was worshiping the black man. The Pope, go research what the Pope does behind closed doors, man, and go do the knowledge to who the Pope is bowing down to, or what the Pope is bowing down to when they close the doors, man. Go do the knowledge to that. These white folks in certain positions know exactly what it is. They know exactly who to bow down to when they need a certain type of energy. They know what to do. They know what's up. They had to shield that from you so they can get all of the energy. You know, they got us worshiping this white guy that ain't got no powerful energy attached to it. Hence why we powerless. Then when they close the doors, they know exactly where that energy is at. The black gods, for sure. And that's what they worshiping behind closed doors. All these secret societies where these white folks are in these positions, when they close them doors, when they having their secret meetings, they worshiping black folk. They worshiping black men. They worshiping black women. These are actual facts. They know what the truth is, because guess what? The folks that they studied, the white folks that they studied, told them they got their information from the Egyptians, who they refer to as burnt people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that they told you they got their information. They traveled to these foreign lands and were taught by these individuals. They told you these things. So they know where the power is at. They know where that, when they need that energy, they know where to get it from. Straight up. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I had an hour to spare. That hour is up. So I got to tap out, man. I got to continue to do some knowledge. You know, I'm always in study mode. So I got to log off of this joint, do some knowledge, man. Kick back, chill out for a minute. Been working hard this week. You know, always putting in work, because that's what the black man got to do. We got to put in that work. If we want to change our condition, we got to put in work and not rely and depend on this system. You know, so it is what it is. So I've been putting in work, making major moves, steady grinding. But man, I appreciate y'all tapping in with the kid on this Saturday evening, adding the input. As always, man, as always, peace. Chopping it up with y'all, man. But I don't know, the next time I'm gonna tap in, I'll be kind of busy during the week, so you might have to look out for me on the weekend. You know, but man, I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday and enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Peace.